All right, guys, I got the guy from Sticker Dude here. What's your actual name? I don't even know your actual name. Can you just...
My name's Luke. Luke Zootmulder. Most people just have known me for 31 years as Sticker Dude. So
That's all I know you by. So, what is it you do, and what's your... Obviously, we now know your company name, Sticker Dude. So,
yeah,
if you just want to go ahead and tell us what you guys do. And...
basically, I've owned Sticker Dude for 31 years now. Started off like basically pinstriping cars, doing watercraft graphics like that, and then it just obviously expanded. And then Gerber came out, and then I was, here, let me give you an idea of how long I've been doing this. My first printer, my first cutter was a Gerber GSP 15-inch plotter with a Pentium 286. Little 13-inch CRT monitor. And back then, it was $20,000 just for the software and the computer.
Jeez.
And think about where it is now, But, we do everything from small little decals to full wraps, murals, things like that. So.
You guys do signs too? Or just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't do electric. I just, I leave that to the pros. I don't like to touch electricity.
Yeah.
It's just, we stick to the vinyl end of things.
No, I feel the same way. That's awesome. So, what I was thinking about today, because I just started this stuff a couple years ago. So for me, starting it would be a lot different than back then when you did. You kind of gave us a little bit of how it was like. What do you think the big difference is for a guy that would be starting it now compared to you starting it with back then, like the biggest differences and challenges?
Well, I think, the media today, with all the air release, the air regress materials, has made it so much easier for people to get into this industry now.
Yeah.
When you go back to, again, I started with 15-inch perforated material. Okay, no such thing as air release. No such thing as being able to fade. You just color over color, and that was it. So, heck, when we wanted to do fades, I came up with the idea of taking heat reducer.
Okay.
And we would wipe down the vinyl, then spray fades into it, then hit it with a clear, and go back and cut it with the machine. That's how we did it.
That's crazy.
So, I think that when you come from the old school ways of us, when it comes to installing, we have a bit of an advantage because we knew how to install without air release.
Yeah.
I watch guys now put on just a regular, die cut, pressure sensitive, non-air release material, and it is loaded with bubbles. Because you don't hold the speed right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's changed so much, and I think it's awesome. It's hard because I'm kind of a dinosaur. And but I try to keep people fresh here. Try to bring in new people. I envy you guys. It's your brothers, right?
My brother is a designer, and then there's Lee Stewart who owns a business. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your brother he does phenomenal design work. I love looking at his logos, and I will constantly go out on the internet and look for inspiration to try and stay on top of things.
Yeah.
I don't. I think we kind of, when it comes to the design aspect of vehicles, that's where we tend to excel a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
I built this in the racing industry. I used to travel in the early 2000s. I started off with a little tiny trailer, and I would bring my Gerber Edge thermal printers and cutters, and we would go from racetrack to racetrack on the weekends. I eventually ended up with my own 83-foot semi, truck and trailer, fully networked, and we would just go on the road, and do this. Oh yeah, it was. The amount of networking we did just really took it to the next level. So it was definitely cool.
Yeah, that's very different from what most places are. No one does that.
Yeah. So I would get signed magazines. They would call me up and say, "Hey, we want to do a story on you," and I would just be like, "Shh, I'm not telling you anything."
No, it's working for you. You don't tell people that. especially with something like that where no one does it, right? Like,
Yeah, but nowadays there's so many shops out there. And I don't know what it's like up by you guys, but it's really rare these days to be able to have conversations with people in our industry without them essentially getting all butthurt.
No, I feel the same way. That's kind of why I started doing this, or wanted to start doing this, because there's a few different shops around us, but most of them, they all think of each other as competition and don't want to talk, don't want to help each other, don't want to, and
it raises the bar.
Yeah.
It raises the bar, and I love having conversations with other sign shops.
I do too, and I'm always DMing other guys and just talking. I just want to talk business. I just want to talk, the industry, and that's why, like I said, that's why I started doing this, so I can talk to other guys, and maybe we can help other people out, right?
Yeah. I mean, we both know that every time you pick up a piece of vinyl and attach it to a vehicle, we're learning something different.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, wait, I can do it this way instead, and as business owners, I don't believe that we should stifle our designers and our installers from trying new things.
No.
Many sign shops, the owners are just going, it's got to be this way, only these colors, this, that, the other thing. No, it's not. Let the designers do what they do.
Yeah.
Give the ideas, let them present it, because you never know if it's going to hit it. Because at the end, let's face it, it's about selling the project.
No, exactly. My brother always says designers need to have freedom. And I agree with that, because that's when the best results happen, is when they have freedom to do what they think will work best for that client, right?
Right.
That's what I think. What's your favorite film to use? Or do you guys have a favorite film?
I'm a huge Arlon fan. Since Arlon came out with their original air release materials, I'm just trying to remember numbers now. I think it was the 6,000? No, I'm going back way before that. I love the printability.
Okay.
I think Arlon's laminates, though, they're 3,200 optical clear laminate.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why more people don't use it.
No, it's awesome. That's what we used on that Renegade truck I did. That's what we used on there too.
Yeah. It is just great material. When they came out with the SLX Plus, I had literally been begging them to come out with something. You're up in Canada.
Yeah.
So hot, cold.
Yeah.
And we needed something that was just more aggressive. And
I already loved the original SLX. So when they asked me to try out the SLX Plus, I was all for it. I loved it.
Right. Yeah, like my truck back there, that's all done in the aluminite.
Oh, sweet.
So at night, it's awesome. We're getting ready to redo it finally.
Yeah, oh man, I should do my truck with that. My brother Dan's designing pretty crazy wrap for my truck right now. But I have a full roll of SLX just sitting there, but I want them to give me more SLX Plus so I can use that.
Right. I will say I'm pretty excited to try the Inazitech right now.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
We've gotten I've got my sample books in.
Okay.
Had a good conversation with them. It's very. I like to be kind of a bit of a connoisseur and know as much about vinyl as possible.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you talk to many distributors or just the reps, and they don't know the true difference between a cast and a calendar film, how it's produced.
Yeah.
Everything about it. And I was talking to the guys over at Nazatech the other night, and he told me that it's really essentially two calendar films sandwiched around a cast. I was a bit confuzzled, to say the least.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. So I was told that it was a combination of the two, but I didn't know how that worked.
Right. I'm going to order in a roll and try it. I've got some samples over here. Like I said, very intrigued. The fact that you can actually buff it.
You can?
Yes. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm very intrigued.
I need to try that.
Right.
That sounds very different from most films.
Yeah. So other than that, those are my favorite films. I'm not taking anything away from 3M and Avery. Let's face it, they kind of have the market corner.
Yeah.
With what they do. They're the big names in there. But if you start looking out to see what other materials are out there, I reached out to, oh God, what was the company? They're in China. They've got a bazillion colors. And so let's face it, it's always a little scary to bring in something that's, out of state and whatnot. I mean, Oracle, they're pretty much made in Germany, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I actually was part of when Oracle released their 3551.
Okay.
Back in the 2000s. That was when 3M and Avery were in their big battle. We have the air release of their CB1, their original, what was it called? That's 1080. Whatever. Their original version.
Okay.
That looked like carbon fiber texture underneath it, their version 1.
Okay.
And Avery came out with theirs. And then they got through a big legal battle, so Oracle said, wait a second, I'm not going to send you anything yet. But we need to make sure that this battle is over.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go for it.
What's your, being in the environment that you're in?
Yeah.
How do you promote longevity and care of the materials?
I just give the warranty of whatever the film is warranted at. That's
right.
I just tell them, it is what it is. whatever the warranty of the film is, that's
right.
As long as they have the vehicle, something goes wrong with, as long as it's actually my install flaw, then I'll take care of it. If it's a factory default, then we'll deal with it, right? I don't think I deal with it in any other way than anyone else would. It's just it's cold weather. It's where we live. We deal with it.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people out there that actually they say, oh, well, it's on a warranty, or oh, you did this, you did that. Not my problem. It's God, I've got a competitor out here. His big thing that he uses all the time is oh my God, why am I learning right now? It's industry standards. That's what it is. Industry standards.
Okay.
Oh, the peeling, the bubbling, and the tenting, the fingering, that's industry standards. Okay, whatever.
No.
But, for me, it's my warranty is my warranty.
Yep.
Whether I'm using, Arlon, Avery, 3M, Oracle, it doesn't matter. I get the warranty based on what I feel.
Yeah. No, that's like I say, that's pretty much what I do too.
Right. I'm not going to install the material. I'm not going to use it if I don't feel it's good.
No.
End of story. I'm not going to send the sample into 3M and, what's the ambient temperature? What machine did you have it on? Are you certified? Are you this? Send us a stool sample. I mean, they send you, they want everything from you. And I just say, look, if it fails, if it's fading, peeling, and cracking, that's my fault.
Yep.
If it's not any of those, it's your fault, but hey, we'll work with you. I mean, it's all about customer retention too.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
We really try to promote ceramic coating the reps pretty heavily.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys look at out there, but I mean, we've always viewed it and learned that waxing and carnauba are horrible for your vinyl.
I've heard that, but I haven't actually done it too.
We'll literally dry it out, especially on matte finishes. I will talk people out of a matte finish all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Matte black. I just like matte black color, so.
Trust me, I love it too.
As you can tell.
Yeah. No, it's interior though.
Yeah.
But, most people aren't going to know a true difference if they say, "Well, I want matte," and you sell them a satin. They'll never know the difference.
No.
They have to make the matte porous. And it holds too much dirt.
Yeah.
And then you get failure out here. You go through car washes. The detergents and whatnot destroy the matte wraps.
That makes sense.
I will talk them into satin all the time. And to me, satin's a class to black anyways.
That is true.
It matches your trim, all your cowlings, the rubber. It's really more of a satin. So it's more of a murdered look to me.
Yeah, you have a good point there. Definitely. What are your favorite kind of projects? Like, do you guys do lots of color change, or do you do more printed than color change?
We do probably more print.
Okay.
We're getting a lot more color change lately. I don't know about you, but we got hammered in December.
Oh, okay.
All this COVID, we've been nonstop. But
Well, that's good.
December was a massive launch for us. And this year it's new customer after new customer, and we're seeing a big increase in color changes.
Oh, sweet.
I like doing different things. You know, it's not the, hey, I'm doing a Lambo, I'm doing a Ferrari, or a hype car. I don't really care about those. I mean, let's face it, they're a bigger pain in the butt to do than anything.
Well, yeah, I imagine they would be. I haven't done any of those. The closest I've done is a C8. So.
Sure. Well, the C8s are tough too. We did one not too long ago, and that was a design, and it was a very unique design.
Was that splatter?
Splattered one. He got his license plate. His license plates are splattered.
Jeez.
But yeah, Mike, he's a good customer of ours. We've wrapped 4 vehicles for him.
Okay.
His first one was a BMW. I retired. I'm going to buy all these cars now. Picked up a BMW. We did this crazy design on that one. Then it was a Jeep that we did just a triangular, rectangular camo pattern on it.
Okay.
Then he picked up a 67 Mustang fastback. No, coupe. It had some rust on there. It's a really bad paint. It was burgundy. He wanted it to be red with Shelby stripes. So we hit everything underneath that, you know. And the C8.
What do you do for, speaking of warranties before, what do you do for warranty when people bring you something that's rusty? Like, do you just wrap over it, or like, what do you?
We have, when customers come in here now, we have a full checklist.
Yeah.
We've kind of gone more to this like white glove type of atmosphere here.
Okay.
When a customer comes in, greet them. We have paperwork ready for them already because we know they're coming.
Yeah.
And it's everything from we go out and inspect the car. We look for all damages and things like that up there. What the warranty is, the care and whatnot. And then when they come pick it up, a checklist, looking over the car, signing off that they like it, and they're happy with it, and explaining it. It isn't a paint job. As much as we try to make it as much, to look like paint as possible, it's not a paint job. No. But it's most people will think it's paint. And you and I both know that. Yeah. A good job will be that. But in terms of my favorites, I just like trying new things. Years ago, we had the idea of unbossing, and not everyone does it. And I'm not saying we're trying to say that's not it. It's not like I went around telling everyone we did it. I just thought it was a cool effect. But just to try different things. I have more fun selling the job than I do actually doing it. I've been 31 years. I hate installing now. Let's face it.
I guess that makes sense. You've been doing it long enough.
I'm old. I'm beat up now, but I still do it. It's not that I don't. I've got a good crew of people here. I've got got some medium age guys. We're actually, we're experiencing so much growth right now that I'm getting bored with what we've been doing. So I'm really, what kind of new fonts can you find? What kind of new design ideas? I love the retro stuff right now.
Oh, okay.
Going back to the old, 60s and 70s types of looks.
Yeah.
I'm really digging that with the characters on the sides, creating, the old school, the guy yelling in the megaphone, hey, honey, the milkman's here.
That stuff's cool. You've done work for custom offsets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just curious, because I've been following Sean forever, pretty much since he started custom offsets. I've been following him and custom offsets, because with my last business, it was pretty much the same thing as what they do, just smaller, and it fails.
Right.
Unlike his, obviously.
Right.
What's it like doing wraps for those guys? Like, is it just like a normal customer, or?
Yeah, just like a normal customer, they, like anything else, there's that first time, the first couple jobs you do for someone,
Yeah,
you've got to earn their trust.
that makes sense. Yeah.
You've got to listen to them. There's a lot of revision after revision. That Lambo, that was the first job we did for Sean himself.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that was the first one. And God, we probably did 30 something revisions to that truck, that car.
Oh, wow.
Once we did that, yeah, oh yeah, it was, I want this camo, I want that camo, I want these colors. It was just, you just had to, you had to use the body lines.
Yeah.
We didn't want to just basically take a camo pattern and just say, well, we're going to print a bunch of camo and slap it on.
No,
everything had the.
That's boring too.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've got a truck for a customer right now. It's a dump body. We're literally covering the entire thing, top to bottom, inside out, in digital camo.
No.
Yeah, but hey, that's what he wants.
Yeah, well, I mean, customer gets what he wants to a point, right?
Exactly. But we've designed a few Sema vehicles for them. But the reason why we got custom offsets as a customer is one of their employees, Charlie Schlevy.
Okay.
Charlie's got the Mini. It's called that Mini. Is his Instagram handle? And actually, the car's sitting right there.
Okay.
Getting ready to do it again. We do it every year. We do a new wrap on there. He wins award after award after award with it.
That's sweet.
So I'm actually going to test the Anazatec material on that one.
Oh, sick.
The first ones we did were just color changes. Then we did the blue anime one. That was different. He got a lot of looks from that. And now we're going to go back to just a color change because he went to a wide body kit on there.
Oh, okay.
I got to figure out how I'm even going to get the thing off the ground. It's so slammed right now.
Don't think your lift will probably not fit under there.
Yeah. Doing Charlie's work is what got us custom offset. So
sweet.
We've done bankers. We did their Sema truck. We did bankers. We did
like the Archon truck.
The Archon truck, correct? That's bankers. What's the purple one? Why am I forgetting his name? That's not good.
I know who you're talking about.
Forgive me.
I'm trying to remember what his name is.
Yeah,
he's
that's terrible.
Videographer, right? Though.
Yes, yeah, he does it. No, I'm gonna have to look on my phone here. He's gonna crucify me for forgetting this.
He won't see this.
I will be apologizing up and up. Well, I'm going to share it probably. And,
I would appreciate that.
I will share it with them, and then they will get you a lot more followers there.
Well, that'd be amazing.
Come on, where am I at? Lawson. That's Lawson's truck.
There you go. That's the name. Yep.
Lawson.
Yeah, no, Lawson's a cool dude from what I see.
Yeah, they're awesome people there. I mean, their environment, their whole vibe there. If you've ever been there.
No, I've not. I say, I've just been following them forever because Sean is a big inspiration for me with my last business. Yeah. So, and he still is business wise because the guy's winning.
Sean has pretty much left operations there completely. Yeah. So, but those guys are like the Google of the wheel world.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I need some wheels and tires for my truck, so I'm thinking eventually I'll have to go get some from them. I need some Archon wheels. Ever since Archon came out, I've wanted some. So now that my truck is finally done and is ready to be wrapped, we need some wheels on there before it gets wrapped because it'll look really stupid.
What kind of truck do you have?
It's an '08 Sierra with a 6-inch lift, and it's nothing special, but it likes fuel. It's a 6 liter. Whatever. It's a 6 liter with headers and.
I know all about fuel in cars.
What do you guys mainly use for tools? Is there a certain brand of tools that you guys like? Like, are you guys big yellow tool fans, or are you guys just whatever works?
We try them all. I got my, I've got my Milwaukee bag full of yellow tools. I've got, I just, that's your staple right there.
Yeah.
I buy them by the case. And then, but we like our yellow tools. I have my, what's our bar over here? My auto skins over here.
Oh, nice.
Now we've got the auto skins tools. I just actually got the Ford Creeper from them.
Oh, okay. How was it?
Which is pretty cool. I haven't sat on it yet, but it looks cool sitting.
Are your employees using it?
Yeah, they've been using it. Yeah, we test things out. I mean, heck, I've ordered stuff from China Rica, just buy the big kit and see what's in there that might work good,
Yeah.
whether it be from good old Frank, we bought stuff there. I don't know, I like to try things out. For heat guns, I'm really just, run to Home Depot or store and just buy them because, let's face it, you blow through them all the time.
Well,
They're always
exactly.
burning, pop them, I just can't see spending money on stuff like that.
No, I get it. I've been using the same. Actually, I've been using the same one for the past 2 years. I paid $30 for it. So.
Yeah. Oh God, mine never lasts that long. I get maybe a month out of them.
I don't know how it's lasted that long. I've dropped it so many times. It's unbelievable. It's still alive.
I just myself for a long time I would not allow knives in my shop.
Oh, okay.
I've always, I've got my Pro Series knives now. I've got my Alphas, but it really takes a lot for me to allow an employee, especially someone I'm training, to use one.
That makes sense.
My theory has always been, if you're trying to break a lug loose on a wheel, and it just doesn't want to come loose, what do? You get something longer, you get an extension. That creates leverage.
Yeah.
Leverage pushes your blade through the paint. So I've always we have boxes and boxes and boxes of single edge blades here. And I get them, try them out. If I find some good ones, we order a ton of them. So I make my guys do that because you get the feel of cutting with your hand right there, Then eventually, like I said, even for me, it took a long time for me to do it. And, we do use an awful lot of knifeless tape here now.
Knifeless tape is amazing.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to actually get used to it. Like I said, I'm old. It's really hard.
I started using it pretty much. I ordered some as pretty much as soon as I started doing this, right? So I think,
right.
Like say, I only started a few years ago, so it's to me, I knew everything newer, right? All the newer stuff. So I just, knifeless tape's it. Everyone's saying it works good. Order some. Right?
Yeah, no, and that's why I say, I come from old school, so teaching a dog old tricks or new tricks is the art of it. But you have to just let go of that creative side of you and be smart about it. Try it out. Don't say, "Oh, it's no good." I'm not going to be a grumpy old man about it, but it did take some time.
Hey, at least you admit that it took time.
Yeah.
Sweet. I don't know. I don't really want to have too much more. If I was more prepared, maybe I'd have more for you. But unless there's something.
Yeah. No, not a lot. I guess I dabble a lot in the design aspect of it too.
Okay.
There's usually I've got one dedicated designer now who just started a week and a half ago. I've got one guy who came in as a designer, but he's been in the business for 20 years and he does everything. He does design. He knew how to run printers, but I'm really picky on running printers. Because our profile, the way we do things here, I will physically train someone how to run it to get the best out of our equipment.
See, that's the question. Do you make all your own profiles?
Yes. I mean, do I sit there and go in and clean them all up? No, I find profiles that work, and then I know how to create our setting. Correct. And then we know we're going to get the right results out of them. So many people, I've had this argument, oh God, I just had this argument on a Mamaki page with someone who was struggling to get brilliance out of the colors. I just asked a simple question. Are you printing in CMYK? Are you designing in CMYK or RGB? They responded with, well, it prints in CMYK, so of course I only design in CMYK. And I'm like, well, okay, if you want to get some better results, just try. That's all I said. Try designing an RGB and see what your results come out to. I didn't say, no, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got crucified by so many people that just said, you can't do that. They're all from overseas. And I only print an RGB. And if I take the same exact file and save it as a CMYK, it'll look drab. The color gamut better. Unless you're going to start adding in your light magenta, light cyan, your oranges, things like that. where you can really get a heavy gamut, it's just going to be brighter. And people just don't seem to understand that. They're stuck with my printing CMYK. I have to find that one.
Yeah, I'm not a designer. I haven't touched our printer yet, so I don't know that stuff.
Right.
But I know that.
You might be better off. One less headache.
What's that?
One less headache.
Yeah, exactly. No, once we move into our new shop, I'm supposed to be the one that's handling all the printing. So.
Sure. Do you have other installers too besides yourself?
Not right now. Right now it's just me. So, but
okay.
It's all good. I'll get more guys eventually once we're busier.
Yeah.
And in the new shop, right now we don't have space for any of that. So no, what I was saying about printing is when Lee was printing that wrap that we did for the Renegade truck, which was for the Arlon release for the SLX Plus.
Right.
He said their print profile was just garbage. Like it.
Right.
And, well, his standards are through the roof for everything. Oh, I should say just his. All of ours are. Everything has to be perfect, like absolutely perfect. So, yeah, he had to completely tweak that profile, and he said he spent a lot of time trying to get it perfect. And our prints came out amazing. It did not look like printed film. Like, it looked like paint. That's what it looked like. I know Matt from Arlon had messaged me and said, "What did you guys do to that print? That looks like paint. Like, it's ridiculous."
Right.
So I was very happy getting that from one of Arlon's guys saying that. Right. So that truck turned out awesome. That print is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of printers do you guys use?
I've got Mamaki's primarily. I do have one latex that's about to be retired.
Okay.
It's reached its end of life. Now we're just kind of milking it and getting materials that are getting the inks and the heads and things like that if you can. But I love my Mamaki. I really do. They're just such workhorses.
Yeah, I know. Before Lee bought our Roland, he was debating between Roland and I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Milwaukee. Mamaki. Yeah. Yeah, we ended up with a Roland, so. Yeah. Seems to work good except for the cutting part. Doesn't do so well.
So is it a print cut machine?
Yes, it is, but we are going to be getting a separate cutter for it. That's
that's the way to go. That's what I do. I've got a separate Mamaki printer. A separate cutter. We've got 3 Mamakis here and a latex also. And I'm looking at the Epsons right now. But I may just shy away and stick just all with solvents at this point now.
Okay.
I'm not really... it's nice with the latexes to be able to, print go. But they're just, there can be some, it's so sensitive to heat and humidity that it makes it hard. We've got it controlled in there. I've got it, here it is, it's 0 degrees out here, and I've got air conditioning on that room, And, sometimes you'll just get differences in prints from one panel to the next panel, and that's frustrating.
Oh, absolutely. What's your normal gas, like how long do you gas stuff out?
We'll usually do at least 24 hours.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
We really try to, I've got my customers to a point, we used to, my customers would come in, we'd measure the truck up, we design it, but then we'd measure it, print it, and then go and install it. Now we pre-measure the entire job, it's ready to go, it's printed, when the customer gets here, we've already got to spend half a day prepping, it's all. And, the disassembly of the vehicles and whatnot. And then then it moves to the next department and do our final prep. And then the install once we've laminated it.
Oh, okay.
So, generally at least 24 hours.
That's what I thought. That's what most guys do. That's what I thought.
Yeah, right.
Sweet. Well, thanks a lot for taking your time and doing this with me. I really appreciate that. We will talk to you soon again.
Yeah, we'll definitely get together.
Yeah, take care, man.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, bye.